Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Big Brad, what's up, buddy? How we doing?
Doing great, AB. We got the weekend here, so it's always good. We also got our boy G Unit picking up a bunch of units for the crew this year. Big Greg's here as well, so it's always a good day.
Look at 50 Cent Greg himself. What's up, big dog? How we doing?
Good. Happy Friday. Back at it again. Hope you guys are doing well. Was a 4-0 sweep yesterday for subscribers and free plays. So we are ready to start a good weekend.
Let's go, man. Let's get it. All right. So let's jump into it here. It's so good to see everybody in the chat. Matty boy, what's shaking, gang? Happy Friday. Happy Friday indeed, man. Big Zach, it's Friday. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kirk. Good morning, big dog. Well, join the afternoon show first. Hey, he's the first one in there. Matty boy beat you to it. Good morning, crew. Do small things with great love, man. I absolutely love it. Love that. Love all of you. Let's get after it, man. Big Freddie Bear's in the house. What is up, Freddie Bear? It's so good to see you, buddy. Tina, good morning and happy start to the weekend. Happy start to the weekend indeed. Let's get after it. All right, so how'd we do yesterday? Solid. We were gambling, and it paid off. BYU money line got it. The Hawaii regional continues to print money. So BYU Hawaii, we get that. Cal Baptist money line, USC money line, we got that. And then Michigan State and Purdue. What a game last night. Michigan State wins outright. So we got the over 142.5. Great day, gang. Let's go. So what do we have yesterday? Well, one big game. Michigan State took down Purdue 76-74. In the NBA, the Hornets. Hey, our little parlay worked with the Hornets and the Spurs to get the Timberwolves down. We got that. So, all right, Hornets beat the Pacers. 76ers beat the Heat. Hawks beat the Wizards. Spurs beat up on the Nets. Rockets beat the Magic. Trailblazers beat the Bulls. Kings beat the Mavericks. Upset there. Suns upset the Lakers. Pelicans beat the Jazz and the Timberwolves. The work we did last night, 94-88 win over Los Angeles. All right, perfect. Now, let's get into it for today. Cortez said, beautiful day, everyone. Let's keep it going, crew. Let's keep it going indeed, my man. Bowser's Trousers said, Michigan State loves the second half. They really do. They really, really do. Jinxie said, what's up? What's up, baby? Good to see you. Tony, good to see you. Man, good to see everybody. Liddy, what's up, man? God, it's going to be a great day. All right, let's jump into it. It's going to be a great Friday. Brad, we got soccer. I have soccer on my mind. I want to talk about it. Let's go. Talk to me, big dog. What do we got?
We got a pick for today in Germany's Bundesliga 2, the second flight of German football coming up here at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Dynamo Dresden are taking on Darmstadt. We're looking for that over 2.5. So just 3 total goals today. Normal total, nothing crazy at -130. And this is a 92%er. You've got Dynamo trending 92% on their hit rate for goals at scoring goals at home. You've got Dresden hitting 92% of their trending matches for scoring and conceding 92% of their last 36 away matches. Darmstadt, they've conceded. That is insane. And Dynamo Dresden have also conceded in 92% of their last 26 matches. So it's kind of crazy to hear 92% on the scoring for both sides and the conceding rate for both sides. The totals are even kicking up insanely high, as well as the matchup history. We're trending at upwards of 75 to 80% for both sides. We like 3 total goals today in Germany's Bundesliga 2 between Dynamo Dresden taken on Darmstadt.
Darmstadt. All right. So, okay. Dynamo, Dresden, and Darmstadt, right?
Dresden. Yeah.
If anyone wants to watch the funniest wrestling match of all time, go look up YouTube or Google Dresden versus Marty Jannetty. I don't know what federation this was from, but Dresden versus Marty Jannetty. It sticks in my mind. All right. There's nothing like Marty Jannetty and Stanford baseball, baby. Greg, talk to me, man. What do we got?
Yeah, we're jumping on a moneyline parlay today, and I'm going to go with two teams that I like what I'm seeing right now. Went to the Stanford game earlier this week, watched them play a team from Japan, actually, that was here to play, Waseda University. So was exciting to see it. Stanford played a lot of their regular guys in that game. Liked what I saw offensively. I think that carries over. Going against a Fresno State team that a couple bad losses coming off of for them. I don't like what I've seen overall, and I think this is a pretty good spot at home for Stanford to jump on top of what will be a 3-game series. We'll pair that with Grand Canyon, who will host University of Pacific out of Stockton. I have watched some of their games this year. I am not impressed with what I've seen from the Tigers in general. And Grand Canyon coming off a real nice victory as they get back to their home field as well. So I do like both of these spots together, and I will pair them. We'll get them at minus 135 today.
Nice, man. Excellent work there. Look, Kopech said, LOL, Marty Jannetty hasn't been the same since Shawn Michaels threw Brutus the Barber's mirror and the Rockers broke up. That's 100% correct. And I think, was it Jesse Ventura? I think it was someone, whoever the heel announcer was, said, I can't believe he just jumped through that window.
Rage in the cage.
Oh my gosh, man. Shout out to the Rockers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he jumped through the window. That just made my day. Scotty said Hawaii over. Hey, Hawaii baseball continues to go. Justin, good to see you, man. Pacers always come out too hot. Try to convince the league not to find them again before they gave up a disgusting lead in the second half, right? I know. They're stuck in like no man's land. All right. Great work, Brad. Great work, Greg. Let's go. Baseball today. Let's get it. It's Friday. We've got some games. We have some teams. Let's go. All right. First up, Virginia money line. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Virginia baseball right now. I think they want all the smoke. How do you want to get down? You want a pitching matchup on a Friday? We could do it. You want to put up 22 runs? We could do that too. All right, so rolling with Virginia here, and I'm going to pair that with East Carolina money line minus 120. All right, so we'll go through all these games. Don't worry. All right, next up, Ole Miss. Look at the Rebs, the Land Sharks, whoever they are. Their mascots are now. I'm loving what we're seeing from Ole Miss. Looking good. Want to get that continue. We're going to pair that up with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt playing better baseball in a tournament today. We have a lot of tournaments and a lot of huge games. Huge games. So, all right, I'm going to go with Ole Miss, and I'm going to pair that up with Vanderbilt. Excuse me. Put that at minus 125. Karen said, AB, how do you decide to pair together? Well, we can talk about that. 1 second. Jermaine, yo, what up, gang? Good to see you, big dog. Aubie, guys, I think I'm playing the UC Irvine, Florida moneyline parlay at plus 493. I like the pitching matchups. Yeah, that UC Irvine, we're going to talk about that, no doubt. All right, so Ole Miss Vanderbilt minus 125. And Karen, I'll get to your question about how do I decide which ones to pair together. We'll go from there. All right, Clemson moneyline paired with UC Santa Barbara. Money line plus 105. Same deal with Clemson, loving their run differential in games of what we're seeing in UC Santa Barbara. Hey, just continue, boys. Go Gauchos. Let's go. Shout out to our man, Jim Rome. All right, so those are the 3 that we're putting together today. Now, it would not be a Friday if we didn't have an AB3, something fun. So we have some monster college baseball games today. So let's attack all 3 of them. Mississippi State taking on Arizona State. Neutral site. We're going to roll with Mississippi State on the money line, even though Arizona State been hot. UCLA, taking on Tennessee today. That's a big one. Number 1, UCLA. Neutral site. Going to have some studs on the mound. Yeah, we'll put UCLA in this parlay. And then finally, Texas money line against Coastal Carolina, a top 10 matchup. Coastal Carolina, 9th ranked in the country, getting after it. So those 3 together. If you want a little fun parlay, plus 225. So there we go. All right. 2 things real quick. Matt became a YouTube member. Matt, my boy. Love it, man. Love it. Welcome into the crew. And Father Whale gifted 5 DTL memberships. Whale, thank you so much. And welcome in to all the new members of Driving the Line. So good to have you. We love it. Kopech said, Tennessee can't hit. No, they're not hitting right now. Not at all. We're going to talk about all these games. All right. But first, Bradley, I want to talk about some soccer. All right. What do we have on the board? What do we want to discuss for today?
Well, I told you that we would talk about MLS this weekend. Normally, we like to get. Oh, great! My pup decides to bark at.
That's good luck. It's good luck. Yeah,
but
look, hey, real quick. All dogs are good luck, and especially yours. So let's go.
She's a lab, so you just let her do whatever she's doing. She's a sweetheart. But we're talking about the MLS this weekend, and what we've talked about in the past is the MLS loves to score goals. But initially, you're going to get a lot of variance within these totals. A lot of guys look stuck in the mud. A lot of teams look pretty brutal. The over 2.5, just above 55%, and then or 60%, and then both teams will score around 55, 60%. So anybody who was playing the unders in week 1 did probably pretty darn well, just because it's that early total. And if you look at these totals, 13 of the 15 matches got stuck, or at least got to 2 goals. So a lot of them got stuck at that 2 goals, and a lot of both teams have scored it and come in. So if we get these teams to just get out of the mud, you're going to see these totals kick up quite significantly, and we're going to be playing a lot of MLS coming here soon.
I can't wait, man. MLS, but I keep putting up the parlay. My bad. MLS, both teams, just all that stuff. I love it. Brad, before you jump out of here, what do you have planned for the weekend? Anything fun? Anything exciting?
Just taking care of my daughter as my wife is away, so solo dad mode, and then taking care of everything around here and taking care of the Dub Club. So if you want any plays, shout out to Dub Club, come join. But also shout out AB, shout out Greg, shout out the crew. Thanks guys for letting me join, and I'll see you guys back on Monday.
Hey, big time. And real quick before you go, how can we find you? Where can we find you at?
Yeah, you can find me at Brad Betts Footy, at Brad Betts Footy on X. And you can find me on YouTube, but also on Dub Club if you want all of my plays, just $10 a month. And you get every single one of them delivered straight to you, besides those 3 free plays that you get here on DTL. And come support, come join, win some money.
Absolutely. Everyone support Brad. He's the absolute best. We love him. I can hug you right now, my boy. I love it, man. All right, buddy. Have a great weekend, man. We sure do appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. So thankful for our man, Brad. Love it. All right, Greg, you ready to talk some baseball? All right. So here's the deal. Okay. Now, Karen asked, AB, how do you go about pairing up teams? Okay. Okay. So first off, let's be honest. Juice has a lot to do with it, right? Like in college baseball, when you're betting these money lines, some of them can get out of hand, minus 425s, minus 195, minus 220, right? Like it's all over the board. So I'm going to be honest. First off, it's difficult just pairing them, right? But number 2, when we go through it, a lot of times you kind of make the decision of, all right, do I want to go with teams that I'm very confident in, right? And pair those 2? And then what do you do with the quote unquote riskier games, right? So my mentality a lot of times, do you want to pair a risky play with a confident play? Do you want to put 2 risky plays together and 2 confident plays together? That's generally where I go for the most part. And again, I don't want to get into, oh, well, I'm counting on, we know this is going to win. So like, can't have that mentality. But Greg, any thoughts on that? And then we'll jump into the games. But I thought it was a great question. Great question.
Yeah, I mean, I think college baseball especially is one of the sports where juice really is significant, but also has to be ignored to a extent, because you have to find times where it literally is the juice worth the squeeze, because when you're looking at 3.5, 4.5 run lines versus a minus 400, minus 500, it's a few different parts of it, I guess, because winning the game is one thing. College baseball also implements something called the run rule, which voids out a lot of bets depending on what site you're using, depending on what source you're using. So you not only have to know where you're betting, but how you're betting, what you're betting, and what the rules are with teams that, you are going to get 10 run rules. A lot of that also comes with teams that have great offenses. If you think a team can score 20 every day, like like Tennessee last few years, there's, teams that you expect double digits every game. Putting them as a winner is a lot easier than putting them on a run line because you're getting voided out half the time. And nothing's more irritating than picking a winner and having it voided out because they won by too much. Like what else? Where else does that happen? So
I know, it was that is the frustrating thing is that you look at it, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, my bet was too good. Sorry.
Exactly. So it's frustrating with something like that. Like I gave out the over in the Cal Bap game yesterday because to me, a weekday mid-major, I don't even call the West Coast that, but whatever you want to call those teams, 11 is just absurdly too low. I don't care who's pitching. And I know it's not your stars because it's a Wednesday or Thursday midday game. It's going DBU versus, Cal Baptist versus USF. There's nothing there. There wasn't a big rivalry. It's getting guys innings and getting guys at bats. And 11 flew over single-handedly with Cal Bap. So there's odds to it, there's numbers to it, and there's certain red flags that you see, but it comes with doing this for a long time. It is part of.
Let me answer this question. Sorry,
yeah.
It was a good answer. All right, let me answer this one. All right, does time of game play in your decision? It seems to me, and it has been fail. It seems to for me, and it has been failing lately, specifically to college baseball. And I learned from listening to you and Greg. Thank you. So for me, it does not. I don't put it into play, whatever. Now, if you have, here's the other part. If you have like the first game of the day and a Hawaii, well, you can sit there and kind of wait all day. It's nice to get that first one out of the way, but to answer it for me, no, I really don't. I don't factor time into it really at all. Greg, do you?
Yeah, I do actually a lot because I utilize Hawaii as a hedge point quite often when I make parlays and lottos for my clients. A lot of the time I'm utilizing that 9 p.m. start time as a hedge point, either being able to bet it live or saying, hey, we've got 4 of 5 parts, or the other day, like 12 of 13 parts going. Like, let's hedge out with Hawaii, either on the run line or whatever it may be. I did a write-up yesterday for the Hawaii game, and my main emphasis was the fact that Ball State traveled three time zones. And, the game was at 8:30 here. The game was at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for baseball. That's hard, especially coming across all the way to the islands. I said as well, I bet a lot of those kids have never been there. It's a big deal. And they're going against a Hawaii staff that has been really strong, top to bottom. So, I expected, we gave out Hawaii for free with on the run line last night. I leaned the under, but both of them came through in spades, and that played out well with the actual game timing of it. But in terms of the betting times, yes and no. I would say I would never get stuck to it, but however, when I do make parlays, I will throw that last game in there for that hedge point reason. When I'm making parlays, I am just like Survivor. I'm not getting into it expecting to win. I'm getting into it expecting to find value at the end of the day.
There we go. Good answer, man. All right. Let's jump into it. So, all right, weather here. All right. 11 miles an hour in the Indiana area. Really, what you have to see is nothing. There's not much wind that's going to be out affecting baseball for today. So really nothing weather-wise. We'll look at totals this afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern. But yeah. All right, so wind, not a whole lot there. Humidity, you have it in the southeast. What you want to look at here are the blue areas, darker blue, the higher percentage of humidity. Why do we pay attention to it? Well, right here. Sorry, hold on. Every 10% increase in humidity above 55% results in roughly an additional 10 to 15 feet of carry. So when you're looking at these teams, these games that have humidity, you are going to see higher totals, not as much as the wind, but it will come into play. Another question here real quick, and then we'll jump into it. I thought this one was good as well. Eugene, does anyone know if college baseball's first 5 totals? It looks like Oregon State at Houston pitching today, looking at first 5 under total. DraftKings, sometimes I utilize them the most. I don't know, though. It depends on every state. Greg, do you get first 5s out in California? Or I guess offshore books?
I'll use DK for it with a lot of it. I mean, I see it. I don't generally like it. I think it's too volatile with how college baseball can go, especially this time of the year. I think first five is very tough. If you're going to look at it, yeah, I mean, it makes sense with two great starters. You look at unders with that, but we've seen it with metal bats. First innings can get out of hand quick, and the good teams are able to make those returns come back in those kind of games. But runs are plenty, and I've already learned the hard way this year a couple times that they can go to wash fast. I mean, look at the Miami game the other day. That's 3-1 in the eighth inning and ended 11-8 or whatever. And we were on Miami, which was great, but that might be the loss of the year for an under in the run line. So always questionable when you're involving metal bats.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. All right, let's jump into it here for today. All right, here are the games that we have. Citadel, Florida State, Arizona State, Mississippi State. That is in Arlington. Sacred Heart, NC State, Loyola, Marymount taking on Oregon State and Houston. That's in Frisco. Oakland at Georgia. UCLA taking on Tennessee in Arlington Globe Life Field. UT Arlington at Arkansas. Northwestern at Georgia Tech. West Virginia at Kennesaw State. Lemoyne at North Carolina. St. John's at Kentucky. Baylor versus Ole Miss. This is in Houston. Tournament there. Gonzaga taking on Oklahoma. Davidson, Wake Forest. Clemson at South Carolina. Florida at Miami. Monster game here. Nebraska at Auburn. Southern Miss at Louisiana Tech. New Haven and TCU. Dartmouth and LSU. Coastal Carolina taking on Texas in Houston. And Virginia Tech taking on Texas A&M. That tournament also in Arlington. So that's what we have for today. And those are just the ranked games. We have college baseball. It is an unbelievable day today. Let's jump into it. Right out of the gate. All right, these times are central. So 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Arizona State taking on Mississippi State. We saw Arizona State against Oklahoma, absolutely unloaded on them in game one of that. Oklahoma looked better. Mississippi State looking to hold their business, man. We're in Arlington. What do you see here?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting year with Arizona State. A very up and down two games. They should have swept that 2-game series, blowing that lead in the ninth. We were on Arizona State in that game, unfortunately. But I like what I've seen. And my biggest question was going to be how well this offense travels. We know what we've gotten from their pitching staff, and it's been consistency across the board. And I mean, game 2 was a little more realistic this week, but you know what? We saw them put up a double digits again quick in that first one. And I'm really interested to see how well that carries over. Another big matchup today, obviously going up now against an SEC powerhouse. I lean and a simple version of it, but I lean the over 10. And if I had to take it, I would lean Mississippi State on the run line. I think this is a spot that fits them well. Third road game and third big road game gauntlet that Arizona State's going through this week. And I think it's going to eventually start catching up to them. However, you know what? I'm interested to see. I love the matchup. It's very interesting, contrasting styles. And I'm pumped to see what Arizona State's done so far this year.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot for Mississippi State, honestly. I mean, Arizona State's going to come in mashing, but what happens if they don't? Right? What else are we banking on here? Right? I think Mississippi State is the real deal. Now, not that Arizona State isn't. I am not coming at them at all. I'm just saying, what happens if they don't put up 11 runs? Because Mississippi State can do it. They can absolutely do it. So this is going to be an awesome, awesome game, a great tournament down there in Arlington. Joseph, better late than never. What's up, gang? What's up, big dog? Good to see you, man. Sorry, let me get the picks back up here. Man, so good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. All right, Western Carolina and Troy. Troy minus 195 on the money line. Greg, feel free to stop me on some of these games if you have something. I don't. We just saw Troy beat Georgia midweek. So, yeah. Charlotte taking on Old Dominion. Charlotte minus 140 on the money line. I don't have anything here. Illinois, Michigan State. Illinois minus 145 on the money line. Have you gotten a chance to watch any Illinois, Michigan State baseball this year?
I watched Michigan State a few times. I've been impressed with the pitching. Like most of the teams in that area, you always have questions about the offense, especially this time of the year as they've gotten outside for the first month of their season. But been very impressed with what I've seen with Michigan State so far. Illinois, I have absolutely no feel on right now. Another one of those Northeast teams that they need to be outside for a while. I need to see them play, but they have not been on my radar. Probably won't be, but you never know. I mean, there's value across the board in college baseball, so find those teams and ride them.
I'm with you there. All right, VCU, Virginia. I'm on Virginia. Virginia is absolutely putting up runs left and right. Now, minus 475 on the money line. Clearly a high price, but we're pairing that with East Carolina. We'll talk about them in just a second. But again, look, and I don't have anything against VCU. I think they're 4-4. They're not a bad baseball team, but I'm rolling it here. Virginia minus 475. Greg, Abby asked, do you like Troy as a parlay piece?
Yeah, if you had to, I like Troy. I think 2-1 is getting a little high. So if I was going to do it, I'd do it sooner than later. But I have watched some Western Carolina this year. I'm pretty comfortable with that program. I don't like what I've seen. Pitching staff very moderate at best, and they're going to be playing in Troy. I like what Troy has, especially offensively. So I think leading them, either taking them with minus 115 with that run line that has just been released is an option. Looking maybe a team total for them as well when it comes out, or parlay piecing them on the money line.
Nice. All right, there we go. UNC Greensboro, Pittsburgh minus 298 on the money line. Nothing for me there. Oregon State at Houston. Oregon State minus 210. Taking on a pretty good Houston team. Greg, you see anything you like here?
Oregon State's been disappointing this year, to say the least, and it doesn't matter to me, wins, losses, whatever it may be. I've been disappointed with how this team has performed so far. I do think there's a decent spot for them today, but I will be not anywhere near the Oregon State betting line for a little while until I see some consistency from them. And it's different. Oregon State playing independent, they have a very different approach to the season than basically every other team in the country. So they're trying to prepare themselves for the regional, which is really their whole goal the whole year is to get themselves to a good playoff position and move forward. That always affects my handicap with a team like this. So, the 10.5, I would want to lean the over on it, but I can't right now. And I would lean Oregon State if I had to, but neither of them is a pull for me.
Yeah, we got to get Oregon State. Well, okay, you brought up the independent part. That is interesting because we've got to get Oregon State playing home games. It feels like every single game they've played has been on the road and a tournament on the road and a tournament Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. You know what I mean? It's been all over the place. But I'm with you. Like, I like this team. I like Houston, though. I'm fascinated. Like, this is a game for them. We're going to see. All right, Jacksonville and UAB. Nothing for me. I don't have anything. Let me pull this back full screen. I don't have anything on this game. UCLA and Tennessee. UCLA minus 175 on the money line. Okay, so Tennessee right now not hitting. Okay. That said, though, that can turn in one at bat, especially with a team like Tennessee. They feed off each other. If one guy in the first inning gets a home run, 11 of them are hitting. You know what I mean? Like that. The Tennessee plays like a corporate softball team. You ever played like beer league softball? It's a little like that, but they can pitch. Tennessee's got some. They got some pitching, but UCLA dropped one. All right, midweek didn't really matter. Didn't drop my confidence in UCLA a bit. Tizzle said, sorry, AB, all over UCLA, and rightfully so. And that's the point that we're getting at is that, and again, apologies that I don't have totals here. All I had were money lines, but I'm with you. And we put UCLA in the money line or in the AB3 in the parlay, right? Mississippi State, UCLA, and Texas plus 225. If you're betting on what you're seeing right now, UCLA is the play. Greg, what have you seen, big dog?
Yeah, I think too that what we saw last weekend is a good indicator of what UCLA is able to do. And I'm not sure how high I am on TCU either. So, it's not always not as much a discredit to TCU. I think it's just a credit to a UCLA team that I've been all over. I think is, a perennial powerhouse that's got a real big chance if they can stay healthy. I mean, you've got the best player in the country at shortstop that's already having a phenomenal season. The pitching staff is deep. And I think it's a lot of confidence that goes with beating the crap out of TCU like that last weekend. They scored double digits in 2 of the 3, sweep the series. And obviously the letdown is there this week. They weren't playing half the starting lineup anyways. So I think it gets very skewed with when people see that loss. To me, I think it benefits again. It's like how we bounced back with TCU. Our biggest play this week was TCU on Monday against, I can't even remember what California team now because there's so many of them. But the joy is find that loss and find those valuable spots. And I think UCLA, as if they needed any more motivation, I think that this is a great spot for them. 175 is leaking a little high, but you could look at the run line. Over under is 10 right now. Even money on the run line right now for UCLA. I would look at the run line. UCLA is going to get 9 at bats as well, which I always like to do with run lines. Make sure that you're going to get every single at bat. Always enjoy that. The 10 is questionable as well. I would have tough time going underneath that, but we are going to see great pitching tonight. I expect UCLA to handle business this weekend. I think that this is another good kind of proving point for them, and the last one really until conference season starts.
Yep, I'm with you, man. UT Arlington, Arkansas. Arkansas minus 920 on the money line. Arkansas is not exactly hitting right now either. That minus 920 is probably going to scare most people away, rightfully so. Now, I think Arkansas is going to absolutely handle their business, but minus 920, there's only so much you can do. West Virginia, Kennesaw State. West Virginia is smoking at the plate right now. Minus 298 on the money line. Let's go. Yeah. West Virginia, there's nothing to be upset about. Kopech got to run to work. Let's have a good day. Good luck. Let's go, Kopech. Let's get it, big dog. Tony said, Greg, love the Savannah banana hoodie. That's great. All right. Indiana, Western Kentucky. Okay. Greg, I'm going to be honest. I'm going Western Kentucky here. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'd lean the over. I think these are two teams that have no problem scoring. We know what Western Kentucky can do. I think just like we saw in the previous game, I was looking at the Arkansas 10.5. I think this game's too low as well. I think the over is a reasonable spot. I think Arkansas could get that number on their own today, quite frankly, for that game. In terms of Western Kentucky, Indiana, I think 11.5 is very reasonable. I think that both these teams can put up a decent offense. I would lean Western Kentucky on the money line as well as the short dog, but over 11.5 definitely catches my eye.
There we go. Illinois State, Middle Tennessee. Nice weather in Murfreesboro today. I don't have the total in front of me, but yeah, if it's low, might get some fly balls out. UConn, UNC Wilmington. All right, Wilmington minus 145. UConn seems like they're always on the road. Greg, you see anything here?
We took UConn a couple games this year with some totals and a couple spots. I have not found consistency with this team. They're probably going to be a team that I would lean overs all day if I had to. I don't trust either side of their pitching staff, whether it be starters to closer guys. I think that the UConn's going to be a team that's going to have to out-hit again this year. So would lean the over when it comes out. In terms of side, nothing.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Baylor and Ole Miss. All right, so I'm on Ole Miss. Money line, again, loving what we're seeing from Ole Miss. They're playing good baseball. This team has talent. I know that they didn't start in the top 25, but they recruit in the top 10 every year and have no problem doing that, right? So I'm feeling this team. Now, Baylor, not big on Baylor. Nothing against them, but I'm feeling Ole Miss here. Rutgers, East Carolina. Okay. Rutgers is playing some baseball. We have East Carolina on the money line paired with Virginia. East Carolina minus 195. Anything you've seen out of Rutgers or East Carolina, Greg?
Yeah, we had ECU the other day. They, worries me when I see the collapse that they had. They ended up winning. I think it was 8-7, but 7-2 and blow that lead, tie it back up. ECU is just a team that I swear it's one of those teams that you ignore them, they win by 15. Anytime you wager on them, it is an absolute hard tack central. No matter what, it doesn't matter who they're playing, where they're playing, anything. This ECU team makes me absolutely pull my hair out. And
it's like betting, dude, it's like betting Louisville baseball. It is, because East Carolina come up, score 4, then they'll give up 6, and you're like, this is the 4th inning. You're like, we're gonna do this all afternoon.
And they're such a likable program too. You know, I love their head coach. I appreciate what he's about and his his faith and the way that he leads us, the young men. And you know, he's a great leader. But geez, can we make it easy ever? Good, my God,
hey, we're gonna do it today. Look, we got East Carolina paired with Virginia money line. We're gonna sweat it today. So let's go, boys. Come on, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get a sweat-free one.
What is that?
Give me a sweat-free winner for one of these.
It'd be nice. All right, Gonzaga and Oklahoma. Okay, Oklahoma's had a weird midweek. Taking on hey, how about we just play Arizona State series in the middle of the week? Good luck. Here's Gonzaga. All right, Oklahoma bounce back after getting stomped in game 1, right? Bounce back. Okay. Minus 660 on the money line. A little pricey. A little bit, but have to think Oklahoma. Just get the basics, right? Just put some runs up. Let's go. Okay. All right. We have to make a big decision here. UC Irvine and Vanderbilt. All right. Now, Aubie was talking about UC Irvine, and who am I to get in the way? Because UC Irvine is a team that we've talked about, and we're going to be betting on all year long. Now, we got burned by them the other day. That's fine. It's going to happen midweek, whatever. UC Irvine's a good program. All right. Vanderbilt. So we have Vanderbilt on the money line pair with Ole Miss. Okay. Let me just say, after that first weekend that Vanderbilt came out and dropped, 2 out of 3? They came back. Now, the competition wasn't exactly as high, but Vanderbilt started hitting everything out of the park. I think they have 22 home runs. They're 3rd in the country, I believe, as a team. So I'm thinking that Tim Corbin's going to get I think we're going to get the Marines version of Vanderbilt. Go in, clean house, don't ask any questions, and let's go. I think that's the mentality that Vanderbilt has this weekend, man. What are you seeing out of this game? It's going to be a fun game, man. Fun game.
Yeah, I mean, the same issues that, I have with Santa Barbara is the offense. And it's been a struggle for Irvine this year. A team that has always been about motion and, playing small ball. But, they lose their most powerful hitter last year. Big hole in that lineup because of it. And, it's hard to fill spots like that, especially with an established guy who was there for so long. What you are getting with Irvine, though, is, expected good pitching. We talk about West Coast baseball, and Irvine, epitomizes that very much so. I think that they, it's getting to that put up or shut up time. But fortunately for them, have a long conference season ahead. They do. I give them a ton of credit. They have no fear of going out and playing big boys all the time, and that will carry over and do well for them in the long term, especially getting to the postseason. But I think this is a Vanderbilt spot. Runs are a little too high for me with the 2.5, but I do think that Vanderbilt handles business. Like you said, I think that wake-up call for Vanderbilt came quick, and Corbin looks like the guy you just don't. He's the guy that tells you he's not mad at you. He's just disappointed, and I don't want that from him. He looks like a guy you don't want to disappoint. So
no, he's a dude. He's a drill sergeant, man.
He'll put himself in there. If not, he's already ready to go in the game. He'll just slot himself in at third base like Roger Dorn, and we'll be fine. So.
Yeah, dude. If they bring out the military appreciation uniforms, they're so clean. They're so good.
The cream. I like the cream ones. Those cream ones are my favorite. The Vandy cream. Those are sweet.
Yeah,
those military ones are nice too. I like the Irvine military ones too. Those are pretty sweet. They brought out the other day.
I was just about to say those are nice. And Vanderbilt's all blacks with the gold pinstripes. Those are clean too. Vanderbilt's got really nice uniforms, man. Both of these teams do. So yeah, this is going to be a great game. Great game. Can't wait to see it. Tizzle, he said that game ain't touching 13 runs. I know, right? UC Irvine Vandy under 12. I'm right there with you. Millsy, y'all talk about USC 8-0 start, something you love seeing, dude. USC Trojans looking good. All right, so UC Irvine and Vanderbilt. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. A great game. Scott, let me put this up on the chat real quick. Got to give you some love. Oh, I can't find it. You were talking about your parlay. Oh, there we go. All right, Scott, AB, I have a 10-leg college baseball parlay going. Hit the first 9 legs, waiting on the suspended game. If that hits, I win my 10-teamer. Scott, let's go, big dog. I love it, man. All right, we're all on your side today, baby. Let's get it. All right, Sam Houston, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State minus 660 on the money line. Nothing for me here other than Oklahoma State, but I'm not betting it. Wright State and Campbell. All right, Wright State. Campbell's minus 125 on the money line. Wright State minus 105. So almost even here. I don't. Do you have a total on this one? You might not.
Yeah, 11.5. They're slowly coming out one by one right now. But yeah, 11.5, and Campbell's plus 140 on the run line. Wright State's minus 180 on the plus 1.5.
Beautiful. Appreciate that. All right, Maddie, I said Wright State, wrong time. Go Camels. I love it. All right, I might play that over. We'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern today for totals. I might play that over. Fresno State and Stanford. All right, man. I'm going to get out of your way. You're on Stanford, minus 238. Let it rip. What do you see?
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there today. Should be there.
Game. All right.
Yeah, should be there again today. It'd be fun. I couldn't get enough the other day. So, but yeah, we did a little preview on it. We'll be at Sunken Diamond again today. Like I said, we went a couple days ago. I liked what I saw from the Stanford offense. I saw a little bit of different fire with them. Fresno State, always a team that I'm big on. I love this kind of style of baseball that Bulldogs play, but it's that in-between year right now. I think there's a bit of a transition going on right now with them, and especially earlier in the year. There's been ups and downs and growing pains like you expect, but especially with this team. So I do like Stanford. They are minus 2.5 now on the run line. I feel that's reasonable, but I like I mentioned earlier, the getting them into money line, just getting the W and handling business at home today. And it's a weird start, that 2:00 afternoon start's always a little bit wonky. So could expect something to go strange.
Of course, Stanford, everything's going to be weird, right? Millsy said Stanford's still on the ban list for you. All right, so we start every year. Everyone's fresh, right? And no, like Stanford's good. They're good in my book so far. They're playing better than I thought. Now, they still scare me completely. They scare me, man. Ryan, on day 10 of the ladder challenge, today is for all the glory. Oklahoma, Vandy, Texas, plus 118, I think, is getting sent. Come on, boys. Let's go. All right, Ryan. Well, I'm 1,000,000,000% behind you, big dog. All right, day 10, ladder challenge. All the glory. Let's go. Oklahoma, Vandy, and Texas. All right, Oklahoma, get the job done. Vandy, we just talked about it. UC Irvine. Texas against Coastal Carolina. Ooh, Ryan, I love it, dude. I love it. Joseph, I was sweating that Dallas Baptist last night. Thunderdome, college baseball is very real. It's so real. This sport is insane to bet, man. That's why I say all of us together, everyone out there, if you're betting college baseball, dude, tip of the cap to you. You are a tough son of a gun. Oh, my goodness. You are a tough bettor out there. I love it. Respect to you. South Florida and UCF. I don't have anything here. Anything that you have, Greg? I see you shaking your head. Yeah, we can move on. Boston College, Florida Gulf Coast. Nothing for me on this one. Nebraska and Auburn. All right. This is another big game right here. All right, Nebraska started good, leveled off a little bit, but that's fine. Nebraska's a good baseball team. Auburn's a really good baseball team. Minus 200 here. Nothing against Nebraska, but I'm feeling it with Auburn, man. Any way that you lean in this game. Do we have a total, by the way?
No totals yet. It only went up till now we're slowly but moving down. We're down to the South Carolina game is where it's at, but Auburn, Nebraska has not popped up yet unless it's updating right now. But yeah, in terms of that game, I would lean Auburn. I think that they've been a team up and down so far this year, but I think that the consistency of that offense is going to start coming through a little bit better. Nebraska's looked pretty good this year, but again, I don't have any faith with them over the course of a whole season. This one's an easy layoff to me. If I had to, I would lean Auburn, like I said. But two teams that I'm not completely tuned in with right now, so easy to pass.
Yep. No, good answer, man. Honest answer. I love it. Yeah, like Nebraska's a good team. I think that Auburn, like the mindset of whether it's a series or a tournament, right? That Friday game, man. Like as a manager, you can't just count on it. Hey, we win on Fridays around here. That's what we do. Well, that's what winning teams and winning programs do. They win on Fridays. They start series. They start, weekends correctly. Not going to happen every week. It's baseball. However, I think that Auburn is going to have this mindset. Not that Nebraska is not, but I'm feeling Auburn here, man. 10.5. Ooh.
Just popped 10.5.
Ooh. Eugene, 10.5. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate y'all. All right, we'll be live this afternoon. Just off the top of my head, I don't hate that over. I could see this game getting weird.
Yeah, 10.5's pretty short.
Yeah, that is pretty short. Clemson, South Carolina. Okay, we're on Clemson here at moneyline. We got a pair with UC Santa Barbara. Clemson on the mound is just boa constricting people. They just choke you out. They can hit too. Now, South Carolina, a program that was once just, rolling off trips to Omaha and coming back with titles back-to-back at one point. It's been a little while since that. Now, not that South Carolina doesn't have talent. South Carolina baseball recruits with the best of them. Buddy, I feel this Clemson team, man. I love everything about it. Anything that you have, any thoughts you have?
Probably one of the worst losses in program history this week for South Carolina. Loses to Queens, which cheers to Queens. But, it's got to
Shout out to Jamaica, Queens. Yeah, go ahead.
It didn't pull 4 of them, I guess, but that's their time. It feels like a time for Clemson. Kick them when they're down. I think these are two teams going in a little bit of an opposite direction. We're so used to Clemson being this team that out hits everybody, has this strange home field park advantage. It's just an interesting situation with Clemson. But now it's become a team that can pitch, like you said. They've got a couple solid Friday, Saturday guys now. Got some lights out guys coming out of that bullpen, and it makes this team real difficult to beat. You not only have an outscore, but you have an out pitching. And when you're getting that kind of consistent rotation, it's going to be difficult. I lean Clemson today. I think it's a great spot. I think minus 125, now minus 130 on the run line is not something that's going to turn me away. I think that Clemson handles business today, and South Carolina's in a little turmoil. I think that a program, like you said, it's been a little bit of spiraling from afar. It looks fine, but if anything but getting to Omaha for that program is a disappointment. So you could definitely say they're in the middle of that right now.
Yeah, I'm big on Clemson. I'm not gonna lie.
I think Clemson's very much off the map too. I think that from our world, hard to say that, but from an outside perspective, I think Clemson's not getting nearly the rep that they deserve. And you can almost even say that for some people with UCLA who think that, oh, you've lost twice now to these no-name teams. Why are you ranked so high? You're ignoring the main point, and that's getting to Omaha and winning in Omaha. That's what matters. Tuesday against UC San Diego, great. Cool. San Diego, it's a big deal. UCLA is looking months ahead, just like some of these other teams are. And I think Clemson, push comes to shove, when we get here to June, I think they've got a real good opportunity if that pitching staff can stay healthy.
I agree, man. Joseph said, I'm dumb. Just bet a 9-leg parlay plus 14 for $100. Let's go, boys. What an idiot. I love this, though. Hey.
Sometimes that's the best bet.
Yeah. Dude, I love it. I love it. Drop in what you have, man. We need to be tailing that all day. I hope
ECU's not in there.
Wales said South Carolina is the 5th best team in the state. There's a lot of talent in South in just the state of South Carolina. There's a ton of talent. There's a ton of it in North Carolina too. Iowa and Alabama here. All right, Alabama minus 180. All right, LeBron, let's go now. Alabama, got to get the bats going. This team is built on offense. Not that they can't pitch, none of that, but we know what we're here for with Alabama. They're here to hit, and they're here to put up double-digit runs. I want to see it out of Alabama on a Friday. Let's go. Florida and Miami, my gosh. All right. Miami minus 130 on the money line. This is a monster game. Miami leads the country in team home runs. Miami leads the country in team runs. Miami leads the country in team strikeouts. This team can do it. And guess what? So can the Gators. Florida's not scared one bit. Florida's like, who? This is our state, Hoss. This is going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's in Miami at home. Alex Rodriguez. Yeah, this is going to be, Tony said this is going to be a fun series. Yes, it is. I love both of these baseball teams. It's impossible to bet against Miami, but it's impossible to bet against Florida. So, Greg, I'll ask you, if you had to make a decision right now, money line either way or over under, I don't know if we have a total on this. Where are you going?
Over 11. I would take I would take the over in most of this series. Both of these teams can absolutely put up runs, and it's nothing against the pitching. Although Florida has so much talent and just continues to let go of the rope, it seems like. But both of these teams have been hitting well. You look at how Miami finished their last game. That's got to make them feel pretty good offensively. And Florida's been just an absolute monster with what they've been doing offensively, coming off 2 games this week where they put up double digits. And yes, the competition was lower, but I mean, tell that to plenty of these teams that are losing, midweek and scoring 1 run. So even LSU. So, there's plenty of praise to be given for these teams that continue to just score runs no matter who's in the lineup. 11 to me is too low. I think 12 and a half would probably be a reasonable number for this game, if not higher. So I think that 11 would be my play. I also like Miami. I am not on them officially. I think that with this kind of game and this kind of series, you're going to see, craziness, but I do like what I've seen from Miami this year. The home runs are obviously exciting to see from afar, but I like what I'm seeing overall offensively, and Miami's finding ways to win, which is important. Pitching staff's been good. That game the other day could have been a 3-1 final. They drop a pop-up and 3 runs score and things go haywire. But, that's the growing pains. That's what's going to happen with college baseball. It is what it is, especially midweek madness. But I am interested. I think the ceiling is higher for Miami in terms of what can happen. I think Florida, we know who they are. We know what they can do. All right, they're going to show up this year when the time is right. We took a future, like I said, on them at 50 to 1, but means nothing if they can't get out. So hopefully, we get that rotation in order, and we know what happens come playoff time with this team. They are not someone you want to face no matter where you are.
No, they're not. Like, this game is going to be fantastic, man. Strauss said, first time I bet on college baseball was last Friday and won a $10, $1,300 10 leg just betting off vibes. Have not come anywhere near since.
Quit now.
What'd you say, Greg?
Quit now. Quit now on that one.
Dude, yeah, it's going to be tough to hit those, but that's a great start, obviously. I love it, man. All right, Southern Miss, Louisiana Tech. Southern Miss minus 195 on the money line. These are 2 good baseball teams here, man. I don't know if you have anything on this, Greg, but we've been betting Southern Miss. We've bet Louisiana Tech as well. This is risk right here, man. I mean, I'm feeling Southern Miss, but I am Louisiana Tech plus 150 is unbelievably live in this spot right here. Anything you have?
Yeah. Southern Miss, if I was getting a little bit of a better number, I'd like them right now. But this, to me especially, is probably the worst time, if there is one this year, value-wise with Southern Miss, with what we've seen. They continue to win games. They've been on some of these more standalone nights where everyone's seen them. They continue to win. They had that great series against Santa Barbara to start the year, too. I still lean them, but at this number, it's a stay off for me. If anything, I would look at Southern Miss maybe in some form of a money line parlay. But But at 195, I just think that it's too much, and there's better options out there.
Yep, there definitely are. UC San Diego, Louisiana Lafayette. Louisiana minus 175 on the money. Again, these Louisiana teams, man, are brutal to bet for and against because they're just good enough to ruin your parlay, and they're just flawed enough to bust it. I don't have anything here. UC San Diego. I think we just bet them against San Diego. Yeah, I don't know. UT Rio Grande Valley taking on Lamar, in-state game there. I don't have anything. Utah, UC Santa Barbara. All right, so we're on Santa Barbara paired with Clemson. Santa Barbara, I look at the same deal as UC Irvine. Very solid baseball team, led by pitching. But Santa Barbara can hit a little bit, and that's what we need. We've got to get the bats going from Santa Barbara today. Got to get it. Again, I don't have anything against Utah. I don't think that they're that good of a baseball team. Not big into them, but I am big into Santa Barbara. Any thoughts you have on this one?
Yeah, I would I would back that too. And Santa Barbara, you'll get number one, and you'll get one of the best guys in the country going. Utah's offensively has been lackluster, I would say, at best. And I look at the 10. I look at the over in that. I look at the under in that game, but 10 now 9.5 as we see it is way too low. But a number that I would not take the over on either. You could see this game being 4-1, 5-0, 5-2. All which lead to Santa Barbara to me. So if I had to, I guess I would look at under 9.5 and the run line. But again, this is one of those numbers where to me it's all Santa Barbara. Nothing on Utah that I like. It's all a Santa Barbara play. Great spot for them in terms of a Friday night with the Utah team is not hitting very well, quite frankly.
Tizzle, opponent unders, opponent team total unders versus UC Santa Barbara has been a wagon. Yeah, it has. UC Santa Barbara's just getting the job done on the mound, man. I want to see some more runs. Like I want to get a good start in this game, a nice 3-0 start, and feel good. Kansas, Minnesota, runs, man. Like these are two good baseball teams. We've seen runs coming through already with them. I don't know if you have anything on Kansas and Minnesota, but yeah, this is a good series, man. These are two good baseball teams. I'm interested what that total is going to be. Coastal Carolina and Texas. We'll speed through these. I know we got to get out of here. Texas, literally not a single thing to complain about whatsoever. They've been billed as advertised. Coastal Carolina, top 10 team. You know they're going to bring it on the mound. You know there's going to be pitching in here. What are you seeing here, man?
Key to this one is, Coastal without two of their top guys, two of their best pitchers, a Friday and Saturday night guy, will be out for the time being with injuries. I think that's huge. I think Texas should be a much bigger favorite in this game. I'm interested to see what the line's going to come out at with the run line when it gets here, if it's going to be 2.5 or what. But I think Texas handles business. I kind of lean the under in this series this week as well. Coastal's been kind of all over the place, up and down, and I think that they're going to have to think about playing some small ball, playing station to station against a Texas team that doesn't have a problem doing that as well. Decent sized park, two good defenses. I think that looking at Texas in a couple different ways is probably going to be a pretty good possibility. And we'll see what that under is. My guess is it's probably going to be 11.5, maybe 12.5, but I would possibly look at leading that under and then finding a couple ways to get on Texas.
Yep. I mean, I cannot bet against Texas. I love Coastal, loving what I'm seeing, man. But I can't fade Texas. I just can't do it. If you're a bettor who's on that train and saying, I'm not getting off until they tell me to get off, well, yeah, there you go. Virginia Tech, Texas A&M. Jeez. All right. I'm just going to okay. Virginia Tech minus 298 on the money line, and rightfully so. Texas A&M is handling their business. They look good. They look the real deal as well. Do not sleep. We bet Virginia Tech. We bet them earlier this week. Don't sleep on Virginia. That plus 220 is live. It's very live. Now, Texas A&M could also come out and win 12-4. They're that good. But Virginia Tech there's not a single complaint out of them so far. Put up some runs. Anything you have here?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm on Texas A&M today with moneyline piece to it. I think they're playing well, especially with the way that home field advantage can be with College Station. Yes, good win for Virginia Tech this week, but I think this is kind of walking into a buzzsaw with an Aggies team that wants to stay undefeated.
Yep, I agree with it. Pacific Grand Canyon. You're on Grand Canyon here, minus 475. What do you see, man?
Yeah, good spot for Grand Canyon, bouncing off that victory to get out of Irvine. They were kind of up and down to start this season, but this is as much as I'm down on Pacific as I'm on Grand Canyon. I don't think this is the best GCU team we've seen, but this is far from the best competition they're playing. I think it also helps on Friday. This game's on a Tuesday. It might feel differently, but Friday always has a different feel to it with these teams, knowing it's the big weekend series. I think UOP gets the crap beat out of them this weekend.
Yeah, they're not good. Oregon and Arizona. All right, Arizona. You got the Ducks coming in. What are they? 8-0?
Yeah.
Hello. All right, Zona. Now here's the thing. I can't fade the Ducks. I don't have a play on this one, but if you're Arizona, you have got to come out and put up runs, man. You cannot get stuck in these 4-0 losing 4-0 out of the gate. Like, you've got to score. I don't know what this total is. I have no idea. But if I were Arizona's manager, I would be screaming at everybody. Like, I don't know what you're doing in terms of watching strikes. All right. First pitch fastball. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. We've got to wake up. There would be signs saying wake up. I would be throwing not sleeping pills. I'd be throwing yellow jackets, those things you buy at the gas station. Anybody wake up. Like, let's go. Come on. All right. I said all that to say this. This is a good spot for Arizona. It's a good spot. But I can't bet them until they show us. Anything you have here?
Yeah, exactly that. I'm high on Oregon again this year. I think they'll be good, but I still respect the name. Arizona is still a good program. I mean, look what's happening on the other side of town right now with ASU. So we know it's there. I think at a certain point, it's just a mental block that they've got to figure out how to work through. No value in this game to me either way. I think it's a fairly easy pass. I will say the Texas game came out. It's 10.5 for that total. So they were, I guess, listening. They like that number even lower. The 10.5 to me is a tough one.
I'm not touching that Texas Coastal total. I'm not touching that thing. That's got 1-0 written all over it, man. It scares me. Yeah. All right, we'll speed through these. We gotta go. Sacramento State, California. I don't have anything here. Michigan, San Diego, minus 115. Minus 115. Pretty even. I'd lean Michigan, but we'll see. Anything you have there?
Yeah, both of them. I like Cal. Cal comes off a good weekend off Irvine as well. They played really well. They pitched real well. And then they get rained out earlier this week. So I think that their pitching staff's going to be in a really good place. I like Cal against a very subpar Sacramento State team as well. Sac State's exactly what you think. You haven't heard of them for a reason. There's not a lot to write home about. I think this is a big gain for Berkeley. I think they're getting better and better and better. They've definitely been written off. So I think that what I've seen is impressive. It's an interesting place to play as well. I think there is definitely a home field advantage with it. So I will be on Cal today. And this is a spot to me again. I like Michigan. I'm not high on USD this year. Michigan's just going to continue to play everywhere but home for a while. So I think they're as comfy as anybody being out and about. I think 115 for this team that's been real gritty to start the year. I like it. They've played a lot of very, very, very high ranked competition to get the year going. I think that's really going to make a big difference long term. So I do like Michigan on the money line in this one as well.
Last game we have Xavier and Cal State Fullerton. Nothing that I have here. Any final thoughts you have on this game?
Yeah, nothing yet with either of these two. Fullerton, I talked about earlier this year. I was hoping the Big West was going to improve a little bit. Long Beach, I don't know either. I've been disappointed with what's happening down in SoCal. It was an easy layoff to me with this one, but we'll see if the Big West can improve as we go on again this year.
There we go. All right, let me put the picks back up here, and we'll bounce out of here. Huge day today. God, we got a lot of slides. All right. All right. Brad is on. Let me pull the banner down. Dynamo Dresden, Darmstadt over 2.5 minus 130. Greg, what do you got?
Moneyline parlay today with Stanford and Grand Canyon.
Nice. Minus 135. All right. Virginia, these are all baseball. Virginia money line, East Carolina money line, minus 120. Ole Miss money line, Vanderbilt money line, minus 125. And then Clemson money line, UC Santa Barbara money line, plus 105. And then if you want to take a shot at a parlay on some big games, here we go. Mississippi State money line against Arizona State, UCLA money line against Tennessee, Texas money line against Coastal Carolina. Put those three together at plus 225. Perfect. All right. We will be live today, 3 p.m. Eastern, for Drive the Night Line. Until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we will see you soon. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!